What's up, guys? Earlier this week, I posted a poll on the channel asking you guys for your DC and Marvel hot takes, and you guys responded. We got over 90 comments on that poll, so I'm going to be reacting to your DC and Marvel hot takes and give you guys my opinions on them. Firstly, I just wanted to give you a couple of my hot takes, so let's go. Despite the CGI, The Flash is a great movie. It's a solid 8.5 out of 10, and I really enjoyed it. It has a nice emotional core and has great comedy. The Flash is a pretty enjoyable film. Number 4, the Snyder Cut is the best DC movie. I know there's a lot of great DC movies out there, but personally the Snyder Cut is my favorite. It's like the biggest superhero epic you'll get from DC, and I love that. Number 3, Christian Bale is not the best Batman. I'd go Pattinson. I think he has a grittier, better tone. He does the role much better. It's just more of a Batman character. It's a younger Bruce, but it's more of a vengeful and interesting Bruce that really works. Number 2, Captain America the Winter Soldier is overrated. Despite the action and great stuff with Bucky, I just find this one kind of forgettable. And then the stuff with all of Hydra coming back, and then just the general gist of the film, it's just kind of forgettable, pretty bland. But I do enjoy it for the action and some other parts. And my number 1 big hot take is that DC is better than Marvel. Other than maybe the cinematic universe, DC is just generally better. The characters are more awesome, the comics are better. It's just got a better, more stable universe with more interesting characters, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's just dive right into your guys' hot takes and my reaction. Alright, so here's the first comment. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is highly underrated, and I feel like if it would have had a different title name, it would be considered top 5 Marvel projects. You know, I feel like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has like its solid fan base right now. I feel like there's some people who would back that up, saying that it's a great movie, just not enough multiverse and Multiverse of Madness. Personally, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't really love it all that much, and it kind of showed me the downhill streak of Marvel. But if you really enjoyed it, I think like in quality wise, it is a pretty solid film, like especially with Wanda. So I mean, some people would definitely consider that top 5 projects. I don't think it's too big of a hot take. But next comment. Green Lantern is the greatest and most original superhero of all time. You know what? I think Green Lantern is a really great hero. He's definitely an original hero, and the world that they did with the Lantern Corps and everything, that's very original. I wouldn't say he's the greatest, and I wouldn't say he's fully the most original, but he definitely has a lot of originality with his character. Next one. Peacemaker is better than all the Disney Plus MCU shows. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's true. That's definitely a fact. Other than maybe debatably Loki, Peacemaker is way better than most of the MCU shows. Next comment. Iron Man 2 is my favorite of the trilogy. Honestly, that's not too big of a hot take in my opinion. I know a lot of people would say it is, but you know, Iron Man 1 is my favorite of the trilogy, but not like by that much. It's a good movie. Then Iron Man 2 is solid with its action and stuff, and I don't really like Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2 just, yeah, it's got the Iron Man vibes. It's a pretty fun film, so I kind of understand why you'd say it's your favorite of the trilogies. Next one. Almost all of the DCU movies are good. Almost is a key word there. Personally, I think there's like 4 or 5 ones that I'd say are not good, like below good standard, maybe 4. You know, I mean, I really enjoy generally the DCEU, especially with Snyder. I really enjoy him. I think he has a great vision. So I can't really argue with that one, other than that there are definitely some bad films in there, especially Justice League. That movie sucks. Alright, next one. All Ant-Man movies are good. They're not bad by any means. I think other than Quantumania, they are pretty solid films. Quantumania is just really meh. The first 2 Ant-Man films are good, so I wouldn't say that's too big of a hot take. I think a lot of people could agree with you on that one. Joker 2019 is the greatest comic book movie. I could strongly support that one. Joker 2019, I still give a 5-star. It's like one of my top 3 DC movies. Other than Snyder Cut and the Batman, Joker 2019 is a freaking good comic book movie. So I wouldn't call that one a hot take either. I keep on saying that some of these aren't hot takes, but we're getting to the ones that I'll pretty much argue about for the whole time. So let's go. MCU movies aren't on a decline. I don't think that's a hot take for sure. The MCU movies are definitely on a decline. There's some laggers in there that are really good. No Way Home, Wakanda Forever, and Guardians 3. We're getting a couple in there that are really good, lifting the MCU up. But you know, saying they're not on a decline, that's a hot take. I mean, look at the future slate. The whole slate is just not very interesting. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a big enough build-up, a big enough, more enjoyable build-up like Endgame was. Alright, next comment. Suicide Squad 2016 is one of the best DC movies ever. Yeah, I don't think so. You know, it's not as bad as people say it is. Like, I still give it a meh rating. I don't absolutely hate it. I think it has enjoyable moments. I think the characters were really good. They just got put in a bad script, bad written film. I think if they had the same actors, same cast, same kind of vibes with the music and everything, same style, just with a better script and better plot, it would have been an amazing movie, because there's a lot to love about Suicide Squad 2016, especially with the vibes. It is a meh film because of how much the script and plot bring it down, but it could have been great, so I can see where you're coming from on that one a little bit. Not too much, though. Spider-Man No Way Home was a joyless cash grab that relied upon meaningless cameos and the success of previous and much better movies. Oof, that's a hot take. I mean, I'm rocking the No Way Home shirt right now, and I knew there was going to be a No Way Home hot take comment. That's a huge hot take. I love No Way Home. I mean, it gives me so much joy with the cameos and just, you know, the feeling you get watching it, all three Spider-Man on screen, the epic fight. The whole story with Peter is pretty emotional, too. You know, I would say that in terms of a film, without Andrew and Toby, it would have been like a 7 out of 10, because it's not the best movie ever written. And, you know, the whole plot with the villains wasn't as well written as it should have been. Because I think on a cinematic level, it's not amazing. Like, it's still entertaining, still good without the cameos, but it could be much better. It could definitely be much better. The cameos definitely carry it up to like a 9 out of 10 for me. But yeah, that's a pretty big hot take. Next one, Spider-Man 3 is better than Spider-Man 2. That's a pretty big hot take. You know, Spider-Man 3 is a solid film, but Spider-Man 2 is miles better. And then The Flash was a great movie. Yeah, that's what I said. It's a pretty great movie. Spider-Verse is mid, both of them. Sheesh, bro. That's a huge hot take. The first Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite comic book movie of all time. And the second one is absolutely awesome as well. It's definitely a bit overrated, but the second one's still great. The first one is a beautiful comic book masterpiece. One of the best I've ever seen. So yeah, saying they're mid, that's a hot take. Endgame is like a 7.5 out of 10. You know what? That's not too big of a hot take. I think some people could say that. Personally, it's my favorite MCU movie, but 7.5 is still a pretty good rating. 7.5 is a watchable, good movie that you can enjoy. So that's not too big of a hot take. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie, and Batman v Superman is the best superhero film. You know, those are hot takes, but I like both of those movies. I think they're both really good films, very underrated. TASM 2 is phenomenal with just the Spider-Man stuff of it, just Andrew's vibe as the character is amazing. And then Batman v Superman, the gritty tone just really works, and they do a good job with that. Alright, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is garbage. Phew, that's a hot take. I think all of the Spider-Mans are good. Tom Holland's not the best, but he's still a really great Spider-Man. He really brings that essence to the role. That kind of childish feel, but it grows into something deeper, more of an emotional. He has that arc where he's not just Iron Boy Jr. anymore. He's a real hero. And that's what's great about his character. And Tom Holland's acting is always phenomenal, so I disagree with that one. Iron Man 3 is one of the best MCU movies, and Civil War is criminally overrated. Iron Man 3, I don't like it. It's my least favorite of the trilogy, and Civil War is in my top 5 MCU. But those are like basic hot takes. I wouldn't like steam you for them, but I definitely disagree with them. I hate Man of Steel, and I don't really like the Snyder Cut, and Spider-Man could easily defeat Batman with no problem. I feel like the stuff with like Batman being the strongest character with prep time, it's just not like fully true. He does have skills for sure. He could definitely beat a lot of characters with prep time. But Spider-Man, yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man could probably beat him. It depends on the prep time as well, because Batman has stuff. He has his ways. Hate Man of Steel. Man of Steel's a great movie, bro. And the Snyder Cut. I love both of those movies, so I have to disagree with you on that one. Batfleck is better than Bale and Pattinson. Whew, that's a pretty big hot take. I feel like if Batfleck got more screen time, he would be, but with the minimal screen time we got with his character, he can't be better than Bale and Pattinson. Nah. Alright, here's one that I strongly agree with. The Snyder Cut is better than Infinity War and Endgame put together. I feel like that's kind of true. Snyder Cut is just a superhero epic. It's like the Lord of the Rings of superhero movies. It's just a stretched out, really well made, visually stunning piece of comic book media, and I absolutely love it. The Snyder Cut is immense. It's a great freaking movie. Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame are top tier superhero movies, but the Snyder Cut is freaking awesome, bro. The Snyder Cut's good. That's a good hot take. I agree with that one. Then a lot of you guys gave me like a whole bunch of them, so let's go through those ones. Alright, so we got Just because something is comic accurate doesn't mean it's good. Ragnarok is not a top 15 MCU movie. Man of Steel is underrated. Avengers 2012 is the best Avengers movie. Thor 2011 is the best Thor movie. Alright, first, Ragnarok is a top 5 MCU movie. It's freaking amazing. Yeah, just because something is comic accurate doesn't mean it's good. That's a true thing. I think that everyone could agree with that if you say it that way. Man of Steel is underrated. That is a fact. Man of Steel is a great movie. Avengers 2012 is the best Avengers movie. You know, I can't really fully argue with that. It's a really good movie. I think Infinity War and Endgame are better, but 2012 Avengers is a really good classic superhero movie, and Thor 2011 is the best Thor movie. Like I said, I love Ragnarok. Thor 2011 is not even a bad movie, though, so it's not too big of a hot take. Alright, here someone else did 5 hot takes. So, The Dark Knight Returns is overrated. You mean the comic? Yeah, the comic, it's good. It's not the best comic of all time. It's a good comic, though, so it's a little overrated because it's definitely not the best Batman comic or comic of all time. Superman is better than Batman. Yeah, that's a hot take. I'd say Batman's better, but it's not. It's kind of close. I mean, Superman's a good character. DC is better than Marvel. True. Barry Allen should have stayed dead, and Wally is better. Barry's a good character. I like Barry more than Wally. Wally's good though. Robin is better than Batman. That's a hot take. Batman is a good character. I don't know what you have against Batman there, bud. Alright, here's someone who did 10 hot takes, so let's look at that. Flash is a good movie held down by a bad actor and shitty cameos. Yeah, The Flash is a good movie, I said that. Snyder Cut is better than Infinity War and Endgame. Yep, agreed. Well, The Dark Knight's fantastic. It's overrated. I also agree with that one. It's fantastic, but slightly overrated. Not the best comic book movie of all time. Christian Bale's not the best Batman. Bro, you literally wrote the same list as me. I agree. Age of Ultron's a good movie, and it's better than the first Avengers. Age of Ultron is underrated. Age of Ultron is a good movie. It's not better than the first Avengers, though. Thor: The Dark World is overhated. I mean, it's not. It's over. I think it's got a fair amount of hate. I mean, there are some stuff to actually like about it, but people don't really see that. The Loki Thor dynamic is really good. Into the Spider-Verse is way better than Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's 100% a fact. Into the Spider-Verse is so good. Into the Spider-Verse is the best comic book movie. Edward Norton is a better Hulk than Mark Ruffalo. Norton's not bad. I just think he needed more time. Ruffalo is better now just because of the time he got, but Norton could have been the same. Third Iron Man movie is the best Iron Man movie. That's a pretty decent hot take. I don't love the third Iron Man movie. And then the Batman is the best comic book movie, and it's not even close. The Batman is a great comic book movie. I can agree with that. The Batman's freaking good. Alright, so there's a couple. Civil War is really bad. No, it's good. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the best MCU movie. I feel like some people could agree with you on that. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a great movie. Love and Thunder really isn't that bad. I think it is. Henry Cavill really wasn't that good. He looked right, but he wasn't good. Nah, he was really good. Alright. Infinity War is overrated. I mean, it's good, but it's still overrated. Sure, it deserves praise, but the praise is getting over the top. I don't think it gets too much over the top praise. It's a good movie, though, because it's a solid 9 out of 10. It's a great comic book movie. I don't think, like, Infinity War has that big fanboys like you're saying. And then there are no comic book movies. There are better comic book movies than Infinity War. I think a lot of people can agree with that. I don't know. I feel like people aren't overhyping Infinity War all that much, you know. And then Michael Keaton Batman movies are overrated, and he's the most overrated Batman. Bro, Michael Keaton isn't even highly rated. He's underrated. He doesn't get enough praise because he's freaking good. And then the next one is praising Michael Keaton. So, Batman 1989 over The Dark Knight and The Batman. Batman 1989 is super underrated. Batman 1989 is a good movie. Definitely not better than The Dark Knight and The Batman, but it's a good movie. Alright, this one has a lot of things in there, so let's take a look. As much as I love the character of Batman, can't beat everyone with prep time, that's a fact. Batman isn't that strong with prep time. He is good, but, like, not everyone. Wally West is probably one of the most OP characters in fiction. True, anything Flash is OP. DC reboots are hurting the canon more than helps them. That's true as well. So, I don't know if James Gunn's reboot will help, but hopefully it does. Wonder Woman 2017 is overrated. I mean, I think it's fairly rated. I like it, but it's not like, I don't think anyone really loves it. Flash was okay, but not great, but I had fun watching it, which is at least more than I could say for the third Ant-Man. Yeah, I think a lot of people say The Flash was okay. I think it's great, though. Black Panther was overrated. Wakanda Forever was a better movie. True. Wakanda Forever is awesome. Ben Affleck was the best Batman before Pattinson. A lot of people are saying Ben Affleck is the best Batman, which is pretty surprising to me. But yeah, Pattinson's the best. Deadpool isn't funny. Endgame was an amazing first-time watch, but not a great rewatch. Andrew Garfield's the best Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Facts. Andrew Garfield is the best. And Logan's the best superhero movie. Don't think that's a big hot take. I think a lot of people love Logan. Here's the next one. Loki is nowhere near as good as people making it out to be. People just like Tom Hiddleston as a person. I could barely finish the last episode. Loki is good. Loki's the best MCU show. I think all of them are not like amazing, but Loki's the best with a solid 8.5 out of 10. So, next one. I kind of hated the Suicide Squad, lol. The whole time I couldn't tell whether I was supposed to actually care for it or not to take it seriously at all. I felt sometimes that they would try to be compelling with their characters only to make fun of them. Also, I thought the jokes were terrible and felt insanely forced in compared to Gunn's other films. I love the Suicide Squad. I think it's a great movie. And that's a pretty decent hot take. I think a lot of people are solid on the Suicide Squad. I really enjoy it. I think the jokes land, the characters land. And, they do make fun of the characters a little bit, but that's kind of the point. They're villains. You're supposed to, kind of poke fun here and there with them. Alright, this next hot take is one that I highly disagree with. This one is just off the rails. I can't believe you would say this. She-Hulk is arguably one of the better Disney Plus MCU shows. Still don't get the hate. You should, because it absolutely sucks and it's a piece of garbage. 0 out of 10 show. It's so bad. And then also Love and Thunder is overhated. No, it's not. It's a bad movie. It has like a couple moments that are good, but there's no way you're saying that Love and Thunder is overhated because it's definitely a bad movie. And She-Hulk is the worst thing the MCU has ever given us. It sucks so bad. It's definitely not one of the better Disney Plus shows. But the bar is like freaking low, man. Like there's a lot of bad Disney Plus shows, but She-Hulk is just down there. So bad. Alright, last two. This one's a bunch, but then one more after that. Tobey Spider-Man is extremely overrated, and Andrew overall has the better portrayal. Facts. Tobey Spider-Man isn't fully overrated, but Andrew is much better. TASM 2 is better than every OG Spider-Man movie besides Spider-Man 2. That's kind of true. I can kind of agree with that. Here's a Star Wars one. Obi-Wan, the show is extremely overrated, and I believe it has one of, if not the best moment in the Disney era with the Vader-Kenobi matchup. That was sick, but the rest of the show is lame as hell. DC has better characters than Marvel. True enough. Alright, here is the final hot take, and it's not even a Marvel or DC one, but
I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
it's definitely one. Did not care for The Godfather. I don't think any of us did. I think it's just one of those movies that people say they care for, but it's like you don't actually care for The Godfather. I didn't care for The Godfather. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry if I didn't include your comment. There were a lot, and I didn't want this video to be more than 20 minutes, but if your comment was not included, just tell me in the comments below, and I'll respond with a reply about your hot takes. So yeah, if you want to, send your hot takes below if you missed it, and I'll reply to them. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe.